Hello, crafty friends. It's Debbie with Make It With Me. I just wanted to hop on real quick and show you a few of the Christmas cards that I've been working on. And these are some that we'll do in our Christmas in July class if everyone has the supplies. But anyway, or some form of this. But I was making all these Christmas cards and I realized I had just a stockpile of just bits and pieces and strips and leftover, you know, how we have all the scraps that we create. So I wanted to just show these to you. And then I was looking through the scrap pile and I thought there's got to be something that I can do with these scraps. So I'm going to show you what I did with my leftovers. So you'll see a little bit from this, a little from this, some of this ribbon I had a strip of, which happened to be the perfect size. I'm not going to do another snow globe, but y'all, I wanted you to see these. These are so cute. Just little bits in there. And I ran out of my little snowflake bits from Stampin' Up. And I just love that mix. It's got little snowflakes and sequins and silver and iridescent. And I think they're actually on the clearance section right now. So I think I'm going to see if I can snag some more of those before they go away. And then also these little snow globe the pre-cut kind that pre-stick, they're really nice. I think these are going to be too bulky to mail, but I think they'll be really nice for the hand delivered cards. So, but anyway, I did those shakers. And then of course, there is this 3D embossing folder that I absolutely love. I don't know if you can see the dimension in that. When I take the photos, I'm sure you'll be able to, but I just love this one. I mean, you can do so much. You can make it Christmas, just anything, a masculine card, just anything outdoorsy. I think it's called, I can't think what it's called right now, Mountain Forest or something like that. I'll find that one, and if it's still available, I'll send a link to it. But anyway, let's get started with this. I want to show you what I made, what I'm going to make. We'll do this together with our leftovers. So you'll probably recognize this piece. I had these two strips. One was the right length and one was a little bit too long, so I just cut it down. But this is my card base. And these papers were in the 6x6 Christmas series from last year. I think I've used some of the plaid tidings, the 'Tis the Season, and the Classic Christmas. And I think these came from the 'Tis the Season. Yes, they did. These two came from 'Tis the Season. And I'm actually going to use different sides, but they're two-sided. They're green on one side, red on the other. And I haven't really been doing a whole lot of the traditional Christmas colors. So, but what I want to do is I want this one on the top. I think I like this pattern the best. And I liked this green. And I thought those looked pretty together, but they didn't quite meet. So I want to put a strip of ribbon to cover that up. And I think that red and green ribbon with just a little bit of cream beige in it would be nice. I had this little Merry Christmas. I must have made an extra one. So, and it was already embossed. So I just cut out a little bit of a red layer. And then I did another white one because I didn't think the red, I think it blended a little too much. So I'm going to kind of triple layer that and then I'll probably pop that up. So let's go ahead and put this together. So I definitely want my red piece on the top and my green piece on the bottom. So what my plan is here, and we'll see if this works, is so that I can get that ribbon on there. Wait a minute, this way. I want to get it placed where it's going to be on my card. I hope you all can see that. I'm right at the edge of my card. And all I'm going to do is I've got my handy dandy little Scotch tape here. I'm just going to stick a little piece of Scotch tape on that and hold that together. And I've got it right about where it needs to be. So I'm going to put a little piece there and then a little piece over here. And then I'm going to flip this over, set that aside for a minute. And then what I want to do is get my ribbon where I want it to be. And then flip it back over. And I can tell my ribbon's where it needs to be because I can see it in that little gap. And I just want to make sure I get that covered up. So now I'm going to take another little piece of Scotch tape. I'm going to fold that ribbon over. Never knew Scotch tape could be so handy in the craft room, right? It's just really thin, so it doesn't have any bulk to it, so it works perfect in the craft room. I've seen a lot of card makers do this, and I thought, wow, I guess I'm doing something right. Sometimes I use my glue runner, but then when I turn my paper over, it's all sticky on that side, and that'll hold that down good. I could even put one right here in the middle just for good measure, just to hold that together. And you'll never see it. So there is the front of my card. And I think I'm going to stick a little, well, no, I think that's going to be okay because I'm going to cover that up. So let's bring our card back. And let's go ahead and glue this down. Easy peasy. But what a great way to use up scraps. So I'm just going to put a little glue, make sure I get the edges good. I always start with the edges, and then you don't need quite as much in the middle. Just kind of randomly place it, not too thick. A little trick with using liquid glue on cards is don't get it too thick or it'll kind of wrinkle up your paper. Okay, so I'm just going to try to get that centered on there. I want a little bit of white showing around the edge. Isn't that pretty? And that's so Christmassy. I like that. Okay, so now let's get these pieces put together. I'm going to start with my red piece and glue it to the white. And I'm going to just put this together. I'm not going to glue it down quite yet, but I do want to get it put together just so I can make sure I get it placed where I want it. And then we'll glue this piece on again, which was already embossed, so I didn't even have to do that. Get that crooked. And another bonus to liquid glue, and I've probably said this before, but you get a little wiggle room so that you don't get so many things crooked, because if anybody's going to get it crooked, it'll be me. Okay, and then so I also had a little bit of some gold foil paper, some little bits laying around, and it just turned out it was perfect for these little sprigs that were in the Quite Curvy bundle. And the Quite Curvy, I don't think this was even in the Christmas one. There's a Curvy Christmas and a Quite Curvy, and that kind of came as a bundle, and I just love that set. I use it over and over, and it was in one of those, either the Quite Curvy or the, oh, it's in the dies. There's a set of dies that goes with both of them. So my plan is to just kind of have some of those just kind of poking out a little bit. And I noticed that this one had a little piece that didn't quite die cut out. I might have pulled that loose or something. I don't want that little white piece sticking up there. There we go. And then I thought it might be nice just to kind of have, I don't know, what do you think? Just a few little sprigs sticking out there, maybe one up at the top. Maybe one overlapping there and then another two coming out. Or is that too much? Maybe I should just keep them all at the bottom. I don't know. I think I kind of like one up there, and then make these different lengths. That's kind of cute. I've actually got one more if I wanted to put one going the other direction. Maybe I should put them on both sides. I don't know. Let's see. Nah, I think I'll just keep it simple and just put a few coming out the bottom in different lengths. Think so? Yeah, I think so. Let's just do it like that. So let's go ahead and glue these down where we want them. I don't have to worry about them having too much glue. Right there. So there's one. And let's go ahead and glue this one. Let's save that one for last. You know, I probably could do this a little bit better if I get my tweezers out. I seem to do a little bit better with the glue if I hold those with tweezers. Plus, it may help me place it a little bit better. So let's make this one come down there. And then we'll do one more and make it another length. Maybe make that in the middle there. So I'd love to know if you all use your scraps as you go, or I might make that just kind of go crossways there. Like that. Okay, I'm just going to grab some dimensionals and we're going to pop this piece up. And this one may go through the mail. It's not too bulky. So I'm going to make sure I put plenty of dimensionals on this one. So let's pop that on there. Yeah. What a cute card made from scrap paper, you all. What do you think? Now, just for good measure, because I can't leave things well enough alone. And since we've got some gold accent on here, I think I'm just going to randomly place a few little gold dots with my stipples. I looked through my embellishments and jewels, and I didn't really have any gold ones that I liked. They just didn't seem to. I think that's plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, we need one more. Supposed to go with an odd number. One right up here, right on the edge. Okay, and then what I like to do with these is just kind of give it a tap. See how they're kind of sticking up a lot? You can flatten them just a little. Just kind of slam them, pat it down on your table a little bit. Just give it a good tap, and it kind of flattens those out. You still get some dimension. You can still see them. But I think that's pretty. All right, so we'll set that one up to dry and let's move on to our next one. Let's lay that up there so I won't knock it over. So this one I am going to use a few little jewels on. So again, I had, okay, from my snow globes, I had this piece left. So it can't make a complete circle, but I thought if I, put it up against a piece of ribbon, then it'll work. And then I had a strip of this. It's not really a metallic, but it's got some shimmer to it. And so I went ahead and ran that piece through the embossing and trimmed it down a little bit, and it's about the perfect size. And then I had these two little pieces left over, and I thought, surely I can do something with that. So my plan is to just have those in the corners and kind of place that in the center. Use this piece on the red. And then maybe put a little strip of silver ribbon on one side and then have this coming out from there. I don't want to cover up too much of my tree, so I might move that ribbon over because I really want those. Oh, and I had this piece because I had cut that globe out, and I saw this little trick on, I think her name is, golly, I watch her on YouTube all the time, Barb Stamps. And I saw her cut something in half and then stick it on to make a outer edge. She just split it, and it doesn't come together, but it doesn't really matter. It was really neat because I thought, gosh, I run into those little pieces all the time. And so it'll kind of look like I'll get it straight. It's crooked now, but anyway. So that's how I'm planning to put this one together. So let's go ahead and glue these down. Oh, better make sure my cards turn the right way. Yeah. It's always a good idea to actually open up your card when you're putting these pieces on. And I normally do that. I just forgot. So let's do that because I don't know about you, but I really have put my things on the wrong side. And then I end up having to cut the whole card apart and then glue it on a new card front so that it's matching. Let me turn that this way. And it doesn't really matter what size these pieces are, as long as you can show, as long as they show outside that red piece a little bit. And I don't think I've done a card with just these two sides decorated, but I think it's going to look okay. And that's one more Christmas card I've got done without, gosh, with scraps. And you guys, this doesn't even put a dent in my scraps. I'm saving up my scraps though. I need it. Periodically, I'll just go through and cut a bunch of strips with them, or throw out several that I probably will never use. But I'm trying to get ready to do a little ministry thing at one of the girls' homes here locally. And I'd like to try to find some help, but kids in foster care, they have to do what they call life books. And since I'm a scrapbooker, I've got tons of stuff. And so I think I've got approval already from the activities director. And I'm going to start going out there and working with the girls to help with their life books. And so I'm kind of saving all of my scraps so I can use it for that. And I'm hoping to get started with that real soon. All right, we're going to use our Scotch tape again. So let's flip that over. And if I can get this, let's turn my tape off first. I need one of those little, I used to have a tape dispenser on my desk, and the little piece that holds the Scotch tape in there got lost or thrown away or whatever. And I'm just using regular tape dispensers. Ones on your desk are easier though, aren't they? Because they just stay there and you can just grab a piece. This one you gotta hold it. Got that crooked as all get out. Work, Debbie, get your hands working. Okay, and I think I must stick a little glue dot behind that just to make sure it stays down, because I am going to be tucking something underneath it. So let's grab a glue dot. Stick one up under there. That way I know that piece will stay. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. And I've got a little wiggle room. You almost need glue or that really thick tape runner that Stampin' Up! Has. It's got the extra thick, tape runner. It's got the extra thick in it for dimensional pieces like this, when it's got all that, because once you do these 3D embossing folders, I don't know if you can see it, but it cuts pretty deep into the paper. That's where you get that 3D look. It's so pretty. I have not tried those yet, to be honest with you, because I use so much glue. I need to get those and try them just so I can let you all know if I like them. You know me, I don't tell you I like something if I'm not sure and I haven't tried it. I've got one of my friends that wants to know about the new little mini, the new small die cutting from Stampin' Up!, the little die cutting machine. And I have it ordered. It's supposed to be here actually this week. I'm excited because I've been wanting to get it. And I had a little tiny small Spellbinders one, but I don't know. I just don't have good luck with it. And it is tiny, tiny. This new one from Stampin' Up!, the small one, is a little bit wider than most of the other ones I've seen. And so I think it'll be really nice on my desk. But once I get it and try it, I will let you know. I've been watching other scrapbookers using it, and they seem to really like it, and it seems to work well. So we'll see. All right, so I think what I first need to do, I don't want the green side on this one. I think I want the red side. So what I'm going to do is just put a little glue on the back of it. Well, you know what? We need to stamp this first. I've got a little stamp and it's going to go this way. So, and I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler. Now this is an old stamp. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but I thought it looked real pretty on here because it's got these little curly things. And I want to stamp it in the red. And I just want to make sure I get a good image. So I'm going to stamp off on this scrap first. Make sure I'm going to like it before I decide. Yeah. I think that's cute. I think it'll fit good on there. So let's ink that up. Gosh, I'm making a mess here. I'm going to have red ink all over my hands. All right, so let's stamp that on there. Get that straight. Yeah, it looks good. I like that. I'll clean that later. Sure, don't have any red ink on me. You know how that goes. Actually, I don't know if that looks dark enough. Maybe it doesn't need to, but I want it to slide like right under there. Let's put the red on it and then we'll see. Okay, so let's close that up so I don't stick my hands in it. And where did my little red pieces go? There's one. There's the other one. All right, so I want him to kind of do this. So let's put a little glue on this side. And just want a little bit of it to show, not too much, because I want to give the illusion that it's all the way around, even though it's not going to be. But wait till you see this little trick. It's neat. See, it's got that little red edge. And then we'll do the other side. And you'll see it just barely leaves a gap. But what a great use of. Let's pull that out a little bit. Go. So then that's going to go right there. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I'm off camera. I moved my card. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I did, I hope you saw the other piece of it. Let's do that. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of red ribbon. I didn't plan on this, but that's what I want to do. Make a little bow. Put a little red ribbon on there. Guess I could have done that on that other one too, couldn't I? Still could. Got some green ribbon I could put on that one. Gosh, you all know it's hard for me to tie ribbons with my hands the way they are. I should have gotten my little fork method going here. But I'm going to try it. Okay. Let's pull that out. I love adding ribbon to cards. I just seem to do it a lot on my Christmas cards too. This ribbon just looks pretty. You know, Christmas season is all about some ribbons. And I'm going to, well, maybe I'll make that a little bit smaller. Yeah, that'll be cute. Let's do that. So I'm just going to roll up a little glue dot. And, you know, just kind of roll it up. Pop it on there. And then we can stick our ribbon directly to it. Put that on there. There we go. And then let's trim these a little bit. Very cute. Now we can, I was going to pop that up, but if I do, I won't be able to tuck it. I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to leave that one flat because I think those trees give this card enough dimension, even if it is kind of an illusion. I don't think so. If I didn't have that ribbon to tuck under there, I probably would pop this up, but I don't want that. I don't want it to be completely obvious that it's not really a circle. Okay. So I'm going to set something on there, and then I'm going to get, I have these little cute little pearl. Thought those pearls would be really pretty. So let's pop a few little dimensionals on here. I think I'm going to pull out some of my gooey stuff on my crooked. Yeah, I think I want to put a few of these little pearls here and there. Just put one here. Oops, I drop it. Maybe one there. Here. That's 3. You know, I just can't leave it alone, right? Oh gosh, I always go crazy with the little dots. I try to stick with that whole doing odd numbers, but I don't know. I like those pearls because they almost kind of look like snow. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. I think that's enough. Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. One might be pretty right in the center of that. What do you think? Maybe I should put one right there and right there. Let's try that. I'm going to move this one and get it off. Nope. Shouldn't have done that. It's going to leave a mark. We'll just leave it alone. Leave it alone. And I'll go ahead and stamp some sentiments, a sentiment inside. And so here are our 2 cards made completely with scrap paper. Wasn't that neat? So try this. I'd love to see yours and share them with me in on my Facebook page. Make it with me now at gmail.com. If you can't get me on Facebook, so email them to me. I'd love to see them. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you liked this, and I'd really love to see what you all make with your scraps from your Christmas or any cards. Doesn't have to be Christmas, but stay tuned. Come back and we're gonna talk about the Christmas in July. We are gonna make Christmas cards this month. So have a happy Sunday, happy stamping, and hope to see you again soon.